Hello, it's Prince Easy. Well, you know, as usual, let's talk about deers and bucks. So, this poster I found in a random search. It was basically advertising this Hollywood buck. This title, it is basically a white horse. Okay, so you see the symbolism immediately, right? A white horse. But what's more interesting is where the ranch this supposed horse is from. Look at the number of the ranch. 6,066. How about that? So the symbolism is older, way old. Okay, so even here they were talking about war, preparing for the arrival of the prince, right? And of course, as of recent, they had to refresh the programming, right? This was a whole deal, right? So as you can see the post right there, there is this famous buck, this famous deer called Hollywood buck, another Hollywood buck, right? But is there any prince symbolism connected to this? Of course there is, as usual, always. So this famous deer, this guy shot this famous deer, and it's just a whole situation. But more precise, to show you that it is actually a ritual, right? They keep emphasizing the weapon. Okay, I don't know what is the significance of this weapon, but it is a muzzle-loaded weapon. That's what he used apparently to kill this buck. He killed it in a place called Prince Edward County, right? Prince Edward County, okay? And muzzle order and this and that. Okay, they insist on the muzzle order. If you follow up this news, you'll almost hear it everywhere and see it everywhere. The muzzle order, 50 cal, muzzle order, 50 cal, muzzle order. They rarely mention Prince Edward County. Okay, you have to work hard to find it. Right? But what does Edward mean? I always insist that these people are using symbols, right? Common refers to Ed or Eddie. Edward is a baby boy's name, British origin. It is derived from two words. Okay, it's a combination of two words, right? Fortune, right? That is the Ed, fortune. And art and word meaning God. Okay? This is basically the God of the fortune, right? So Prince, God of the fortune, fortune of Israel. The prince is the God of that fortune. That heritage of Israel is protected by the kingdom of Israel, the prince of Israel, right? So we've done broken down what they were telling each other here in their little Freemasonry Illuminati cycles, right? So let's move on to something that popped up as of recent. Okay, let's first cover this company, right? So we're basically going to talk about a company, right, that has deer on it, on its logo. And this deer is very peculiar because it has a cross on top of its head, like a crown, right? And it has light shining out of it, right? And they admit it's actually a Christian cross, right? A Christian cross is very specific, yeah? The proportions, that's what distinguishes the Swiss cross from that, right? So let's talk about this ad, Okay, so I'll try to tell the story. Okay, so the story is basically called Hunt or Be Hunted. That's the logo, that's the name of this ad. Okay, Hunt or Be Hunted. Right, so we already have that ticToc. Right, this is why I made this video as soon as I could, because I think I moved to talk about it. I don't know why, but hey, here we go. Okay, so let's talk about the ad. It basically begins with a guy entering a club, right? And then he goes up some stairs and finds this room where this scene is set up, right? This scene is set up. I don't know. Let me try to do something. Okay, I try to turn the screen. Okay, so he enters a room and he finds this. Okay, now what I have recently told you, right? First, what do we have? Two pillars, right? 1, 2, right? There's more detail on those pillars, but most importantly, there are two pillars. And what do we have on the far? We have Apollo. Yeah, we have Apollo on his throne. Yeah, but here in front there's another throne, right? And a guy there with, guess what? A tattoo pen, right? We know what tattoo pens means, right? Yeah, we know what tattoo pen represents. Yeah, I don't want to trip the AI in this program, but you know, right? It gets in your blood and it changes you from inside your DNA, right? So he's told to choose. If he wants to sit on the throne, he has to get the tattoo. This is what Apollo is demanding. Yeah, literally, this is the nightmare that is my life. Right? So this guy thinks that that's the trap, you know. In order to have a kingdom, you need a lot of things. Okay, and he's bragging to me that he has the world at his arms and he can give it to me if I worship. You understand that temptation? So this is literally that temptation, but it is done ritualistically, because why? I'm a prince, right? How do I know it is ritualistically? Look at this scene here. So we have a domed surface, and of course we have the moon shining. That's the reality. That's the reality of life. Yeah, it's a moon ritual. Okay, and under this structure here is where we have that. Okay, you get it. Okay, so it moves closer to one of those statues, and that statue, okay, we already know who this is, right? Look at what? The hairstyle. Okay, so they're related to Apollo, right? Apollo does his hair like that, right? But this is not only Apollo, but she or he is doing something over there, right? Pouring something, water, yeah, just like that. Okay, so there are some superstitious cycles that do tell that it is indeed the age of Aquarius that we are in, apparently. Right? And we are entering that age. Okay, I don't know. With a few clicks, It seems that they rotate by month, and January being Aquarius. Now I don't know how they classify the whole thing, but it's their own situation. Okay, so then the story gets bizarre, right? Here's where people get lost now. Right? Well, I don't know. Yeah. It begins here, right? So this deer runs and goes somewhere, right? And then he sees a cloud, and through that cloud something is peeking. Yeah, somebody is watching, right? So here is the prince being watched, right, by the watchers. That's what they do best. They watch. Yeah. So now they have found. Now they have to threaten the prince in order to comply with their agenda, right? So they have, from that cloud, things like this arise. A shark, right? You shall see the similarities. Okay, you have to compare it to scriptures also, right? So we have a shark, we have some sort of predator, lion-like or bear-like. And then we have a dinosaur, and then we have this giant gorilla. I don't know. Yeah, it's a gorilla. Yes. And then we have a giant spider, right? We already talked in detail about spiders, right? And then we have, of course, a huge bear, right? And then we have, this is not a joke, people. And then we have a serpent who has 2 heads, right? A hydra. Yeah, a 2-headed serpent. Yeah, these are the things that they scare. Yeah? And then we have the fox, of course, right? And last but not least, they have this symbolism. Yeah, in all corners. They are surrounding me from every corner. Right? We see from above. We see wolves. Okay. Now people. Now this is how the internet is so stupid. You know. They start off saying that the deer is actually the beast. Now, how do you explain this image here? Okay, the foxes, the wolves, this is a biblical term, right? The wolves are the devil, right? Predator, yeah? The hunter, right? I think that is undebatable. It's out there. It's clear, right? So we have these wolves surrounding this deer, surrounding the prince, right? And the only solution that can help the prince is to become a hunter. To become a hunter himself, right? Now, if being a hunted and a hunter, it's a genetic disposition, right? It's genes that make a creature a hunter and another a victim, right? It's their nature. So they want to change the nature of the prince in order to, they want to do what? To make huge, yeah, huge, to scare off the what? The evil, right? So this is exactly what I've been repeating over and over and over and over. That's just me proving it until it sticks. Until it sticks and you understand the stakes of what is happening here, right? Because this also applies to you, right? They are planning to do this to me, but since I already know that they are coming, now they have to turn to you, right? They put you in mortal danger in order to change your nature, yeah, to change your nature, right? So we see that the guy gave in to the threat and was actually marked, right? I personally know why they did it over there, right? They marked him, right? And they left him under that shape, right? That shape, yeah? And they left, they are gone. But they left the door open, right? And as usual, we see Apollo, yeah? And of course, the woman as usual, right? People have drawn similarities between the woman and the woman in the Bible that Jesus conversated with, right, at the gate, right? So we see the symbolism here, right? So here they will allow me to enter Jerusalem. Literally, this is what they're saying. Apollo is telling me now, okay, now you can enter Jerusalem. Yeah, this is the symbolism right here, right? Now you can enter Jerusalem. And it's a common theme right here, right? The woman in the well. So, yeah, demons are real, yo. Yeah, demons are very real and they're very active. Okay? Yeah, this is basically the beast of the sea, and the beast of the land, right? The two beasts going at each other, right? Look at this. For power and dominance, all to convince the prince that actually, because the same people who mock are the same people who threaten, and that's the truth, okay? After they have mocked, now the child that will be born out of my blood, that is transformed, will not be a prince. He'll be, or she'll be, a dark being, okay? Hence beginning the cycle again, the cycle of enslavement. Okay, so this time the black people will enslave white people, and white people again will rise. They will enslave black people. How will they do it? Maybe a white messiah will come for them. Okay, a white messiah will rise and will kill the prince, and it's a whole ordeal. Okay, so we are trying to stop a cycle here. Yeah, we are trying to stop a cycle. You see that hourglass, right? It's a number 8. It's an infinite symbol. So we want to cut short the kingdom of the serpent. Yeah, we want to cut it short. We want to eliminate it, right? I was looking at this symbol. I examined a lot of theories about this symbol and what it actually means. What they say is simple. The cycle above is the sun, and the other one below is life, right? The sun, life. Yeah. Or other people had another description that it's actually just a bulb. Okay, a bulb, a wireless bulb. Okay, there's actually a theory out there that they had atmospheric energy that they could transfer electricity wirelessly, hence not needing wires to operate equipment that ran on electricity. It was atmospheric and it was free. So one of the shapes of the bulb they had is actually that. Okay, that is another thing. So there's a spiritual angle and also a scientific angle. Okay, and they can be one of the same, right? Because these gods like to worship themselves, but this shape reminds me of this guy. This is literally the beast of the sea and the beast of the land, and they literally fight for power in this movie. And of course we see that, we see one of the threats that was in the ads. He took form of a gorilla, right? We see that even King Kong, we see it even in Transformers. There's the biggest gorilla in there. I don't know what that means. It might be a race or whatever, but that's that. Okay, but it reminds me of this guy. So this guy is literally the Nephilim, right? He's blue. His color is blue, big head, small body. Just like the Nephilim. So just like this one here. But this is exactly that. Let me do something. Okay, let me do something. Okay, let's do that. And then I don't know if we can, we can draw. So I put eyes over here. Now you get it. This is just a robe, a huge robe, a huge cassock, and this is a hood. So this is basically, so those people who carry this symbol around without knowing the true nature of the Egyptians and what people regard as gods, what they actually are. They actually, this is a god. This is a being, and people are wearing this symbol, especially Africans, especially children of God. I think we should stop. Okay, yes, indeed it's our heritage, but it's nothing to be proud of. Okay, it's nothing to be proud of. That's just my opinion anyway. So are you going to be a hunter, or are you going to be a sheep? And people mistranslate this. Being a sheep is being peaceful, right? Sheep fight. Right? They fight, but it's not their first instinct like a lion or a bear, right? So these are symbols they use to taunt people, right? So since we know that what they mean and what they're using this symbol for, so now you know. When you see the deer, that is an operation pertaining to the prince. Okay, the deer is the prince. Mars is war on Zion, right? So yeah, we shall talk more when we see each other. Love you. General Easy out.